A very good morning to all of you, my dear students. This is Shafiq Ahmed, and you are all welcome to your favorite YouTube channel, The Rise of Let's Learn Together. Today, I have come up with the first chapter of Grade 10 history, that is the rise of nationalism in Europe. And you might have gone through the word nationalism in our another chapter, that is the nationalism in India. And that was my intention, my dear students, so that you must be familiar with the word nationalism and even the word or the feeling of the word nationalism, so that we can have better understanding of nationalism in Europe also, because we are going to learn in this chapter a lot of things that was really necessary for the rise of nationalism in Europe. So let us go through with the word nationalism, what it really means. Let me tell you. The word nationalism, it means what? Identification with one's own nation. Means you are identifying yourself that you belong to this particular nation. Means you feel pride, you feel love towards the interest of the nation, towards your nation, and you really and want to give your life also to support for the interest of your nation. Suppose if you are having such type of feeling that you can even give your life, even you can give all your wealth and all your knowledge and all your effort for your nation, then it means that you are having this particular sense of nationalism in yourself. If you are living, if you are feeling proud of your country, and if you are having love for your country, it means that you are having the feeling of nationalism also at the same time. And in Hindi you can see, my students, it means Rashtriyata, Komprasti, Rashtriyavad, Deshbhakti. These are the words which is used for describing the term nationalism, my dear students. So that's all the meaning of the word nationalism, and we will have to go through in this chapter, that how this feeling of nationalism rise in Europe also at that particular time. So as we have gone through one of the chapter in class 9 also, that is the French Revolution. That was the chapter. And let me tell you one clear fact, my students, that the sense of nationalism or the sense of equality, liberty and fraternity, these all sense of these feelings has come from that French Revolution. That's why it is really quite important in this chapter also, that French Revolution. We will have to recall a lot of things from the French Revolution, then only we can move ahead in this chapter also, because this chapter is directly, or you can say indirectly, is linked with that French Revolution chapter. So let us move ahead, my dear students, and we have to do a lot of recalling also of the French Revolution. Let us move to our next topic. That is, we have to understand, we have to go through few few new terms, that is right, really quite for all of us, that it is going to help us in this chapter later on. So what are those terms? Let us go through. You might have also seen that the people, what the people have personified, that liberty, the liberty as a female figure. And let me show you that image also, my dear student. What was that image? You might have seen during learning that particular French chapter also. You might have seen this particular image, that this lady is having, you can see, and the on one hand the declaration of the right of man and citizen, and the other hand she is bearing the torch of the which can really remove, the ignorance, the darkness of ignorance, my dear students. So you might have learned this particular image, you have gone through about this particular image also during French Revolution. You have seen that a female figure is bearing the torch of enlightenment. Enlightenment means knowledge which is used to ignore the darkness of darkness of ignorance, darkness of poverty, darkness of illiteracy. Means all these things have been removed by the that particular torch of enlightenment. And on the other hand, you might have seen that declaration of the right of man and citizen was on the other hand, which declared that everyone is equal in that particular country, France. So let us go through what our first new term is that what? Absolutist. And this is quite important because the next slide will deal with this particular word. Absolutist is a type of government, my dear students. It is a type of government where no one is having the control on the power exercised by the monarch or the king or a particular person. Means a country, suppose is a country is being ruled by one person, and that only happens in a monarchy system. A king or a queen used to rule the country, and in that case you will find that all the power exercises, all the power lies in the on the hand of only one people, on the hand of only one man or woman. So this absolutist is such a type of government where the power lies only on one hand, and there is no one who can check, who can control that power of the king, or who can ask or raise question from the king. And if someone will try to raise question, or if someone will try to criticize that particular type of government, that is dictatorship government, monarchy government, then their mouth will be shut down, and they might be shut down forever also. So in this type of government, the king or the queen is having centralized power, and even they were having full control on the military. And the most important is what? That they are repressive. That I discussed earlier also with you, that if you will try to raise your hand, raise your mouth, raise your voice, raise your feelings, then your mouth will be shut down, or you might be executed or punished also very harshly. So absolutist is such type of government, or you can directly recall it with the monarchical government, yani monarchy type of government, where there is no one to control the power of the king. Now the next term is quite important, my dear students, because it is a vision. Means you can just dream of a society which is so good, which is so ideal, that it really cannot exist in reality, which cannot exist in reality, my dear student. Suppose I am giving you one example, that there is a society where there is no need of police, where there is no need of military, where there is no need of administrative system. Means everyone in that particular society is good, everyone in that particular society is helping nature, and there is no crime in that society, there are no criminals, everyone is loving and caring, and there is no need of any law and rules and regulations, or even there is no need of any police also. Means there is no dangerous of getting harm from other people, there is no dangerous that your house might be attacked by someone. So it is such a society where you have the vision like this. So my dear friend, in this earth, especially our earth, it is really quite impossible that you will have such a society anywhere, that where there is no need of police or administrative system, where there are no criminals, where there are no bad people. You will find every type of people everywhere. So utopian is such type of vision, that is only vision, where such a society can really exist in your dream only. So this is a society which can't exist in reality. What is our next term is that nation state. That is also really very quite important, my dear students, nation state, because you will get this particular word a lot of time, you will have to read on. A nation state is an independent state, or you can say it might be an independent country also. So what is there in nation state? Means in that particular state or in that particular country, the majority of the people, the majority of its citizens will share common language, such as we are sharing Hindi as a common language throughout India. So the majority of the people will share common language, common history, even they will have common tradition also. Means customs, rules and regulations, even they will share common culture, such as rituals, many rituals, festivals, and they will celebrate together. They will have some common culture, common tradition, and most important is what? One of the most important, that they will have collective identity. Means they will feel that they are all one. They are not different. They are not separate. Means the people will feel that they are one, only one. Means that they belong to the same nation and they are united. And one of the most important more thing that a nation state will have the government where the government will agree with the people, means the government will take each and every decision by getting confirmation from the people, where the government will frame new laws and regulations according to the people for the people only. Means there will be no, you can see, disagreement from the people, where the government will only agree with the people and then only such action will be taken. So a nation state is such a state or a country where people will share common common how many things: language, culture, history, tradition, collective identity, and where the most important one, where the government will agree with the people. And this type of commonness cannot be created in one day, cannot be collected, cannot be bind together in one day. Only this type of commonness will form when the people of the country will have some common struggle also. Like in India, my dear students, we hear the common people of India struggled against the Britishers. That was the common struggle. Means everyone was fighting back from the Britishers. That was the common enemy of the people. So that commonness just generated from there, where the people started fighting against the Britishers. So that common struggles I'm talking about, that common identity I'm talking about, people started feeling and just developing the common culture as well as the identity, that they started feeling that it is their nation and the Britishers are the foreigners, they should leave our country. That was the common feeling among the people. So nation state is such a state where the people will also have such common feeling also, such common culture and tradition also, and they will feel that they are one and not different. And this commonness can also be generated, can also be created with the help of really, you can say, powerful leaders and attractive leaders also, responsible leaders of the country also, such as Mahatma Gandhi was one of the great, is one of the great example for our country, Mahatma Gandhi, that he united the people together to fight against the Britishers through various means. So the actions of the leaders can be really very helpful over here to bind together all the people of the country in the same, you can say, in the same garland, like the flowers of the garland are united together in a particular garland. So the common people and the common leaders can do this, can have this particular sense of feeling about common language, history, tradition, culture, identity, as well as the government will agree with the people. And the last one is quite important, my dear student. You will really feel very good by going through this one. Such where the next word is what? Plebiscite. Means it is a type of direct voting system. Means the government will ask you before taking any decision in the form of vote. The government will ask you to vote. Suppose in our country, few years back in 2017, I think, that demonetization was implemented. So if the government will ask you to vote whether to implement demonetization or not to implement, or whether to implement GST or whether not to implement GST. If the government will ask you before taking this decision, and the government will ask you by asking you to vote for that particular decision or proposal, then such type of government or such type of voting system is known as plebiscite. Means it is a system where the people are used, where the people are asked directly to vote regarding a particular proposal. Means the people can accept or the people can reject also. So whatever the majority, whatever the decision of the majority of the people will be, that particular decision will be followed, whether the proposal will be rejected or accepted. So plebiscite is such type of direct voting system in which the people of a particular country or a particular area or a region or a particular state is asked to vote for a particular new rule or regulation or a new proposal or a decision. So I think, I hope that you might have got through about all these new terms: absolutist, utopian, nation state, and plebiscite. My dear students, let us move ahead. We will have to complete few more topics in this video. That is quite important. I told you earlier also that we will have to recall, recap few of the major changes in the French Revolution also. So let us begin with the recap. Let us recap from 1789 when the French Revolution started with the storming of the Bastille prison, and all the people were really struggling against the absolute. That the term, you remember the term absolutist, means a type of government, a type of people or the monarch which is having full control. So the people of France were just struggling against Louis 16, because Louis 16 was having all type of power. Military was under his control, and he was having centralized system also. All the power was centralized to him, and even he was quite repressive also. So the people of France was struggling against the same, or you can say against the common enemy or the same enemy. That was Louis 16 for them. And this French Revolution brought a lot of changes during this particular revolution that we will have to go through in this class. That is number one, transfer of power from monarch to the common people. Means the power from the monarch was handed to the people, to the common people during this French Revolution. Because of this French Revolution, Louis XVI has to give up his power, and then came the Jacobin government, the Maximilian Robespierre government, and then after that, that directory rule also came there, and later on Napoleon Bonaparte also ruled the country France. So the power was handed to the people from the monarch system during this French Revolution, and because of this, and the revolutionaries declared the revolution declared that the people will constitute the nation, will shape the destiny of the nation, will shape and change the path and the route of the progress for the people and for the country. So that is one of the most important change that was brought about during French Revolution. That is the transfer of power from monarch to the common people. What is the next one? That is collective identity. Means the revolutionaries of France introduced many steps, and they took many steps to create this particular identity of collectiveness, that they used to feel that they are common, they belong to the same nation, and the people who are ruling on us, they are our enemy. So they were just created, the revolution created this feeling that they are all one and they are not different. So this is collective identity that was also created in that particular French Revolution. And let me show you that they have also introduced a lot of icons as well as symbols also during French Revolution. You might remember that there was a winged woman also, and there is that winged woman was personifying the law, as well as there were few major symbols and icons also that the people use to identify that they are all belonging to the same nation. The idea of equal right, that is our third point, also brought upon during this French Revolution, that they should have all women, the people of France, the whole people, all the people of France should have common and equal right. The idea of this particular equal right also came from the French Revolution, and that we are also enjoying in our country also. In our country, everyone is also enjoying the equal right. The idea of la patrie, that is the fatherland, but here we call motherland our country. They used to call their country as fatherland. The idea of la patrie and the idea of lead citoyen, that is the citizen of the country, was highlighted, and people used to feel about themselves that they are united together, and they should enjoy equal right. So the idea of equal right also brought upon during this French Revolution, my dear students. Point number 4, that is the introduction of new flag also. Yes, during the French Revolution, they also introduced, the revolutionaries introduced new French flag also. Let me show you that French flag also, my dear students. You will feel this. Okay, you can see the French flag. And why it was introduced? So that the people, if they see this particular flag, they can feel that they belong to this particular nation which is having a national flag also, so that the people can be under the same flag and they will feel that it is their own country. And it was of tricolor also, means they want to replace the former royal standard flag. They wanted to introduce new flag, and they introduced also that we have seen. So flag was also introduced, my dear students. And later on, you can see the next one thing was introduction of the national language also. like we are also having in our country. Hindi is our official language. Introduction of national language and regional dialects, the common language of the people were discouraged, and everyone was asked to speak what? Only one language, that is French. Means French was encouraged, and it was spoken and even written in Paris and throughout the country also, and that became the common language of the nation. Why this common language was introduced? So that they can form a nation state, that we have discussed earlier. Nation state where they can feel, where they can share common language, no, common tradition, common customs. So that was the thing that the people of France was creating and doing. They introduced new flag so that they can feel that they are having the, they can share the common flag with other people. They introduced national language so that they can share common language among the people. So these were the things that were brought about during French Revolution, my dear students. Let us move ahead. They also introduced national anthem, that like in India we are also having national anthem Jana Gana Mana. So that also introduced that, like national anthem also was introduced in France, and the name of the national anthem was what? Marseillaise. That you might remember that the people who used to join, who were coming to join to fight against the Austria and Hungary, when Louis XVI tried to contact that particular two countries to help him. So the people from all the places of France used to come, and they used to sing on the way this particular song, Marseillaise song, and that became the national anthem of the country also. People took a lot of oath also, like you also used to take oath, before the sports, or your any game will, when it is going to begin the sports or any game, then you used to take oath that you will remember, you will be very honest. So like people started taking oath also that they will be having the feeling of nationalism among them. And even the martyrs, means who died for their nation, who has given their life for their nation, actually they are not died, they are the people who live throughout this particular world, they never die, these martyrs never die, but their their soul used to transfer from this world to the other world. So the martyrs were also honored and remembered in the name of the nation. So these things were also brought down during French Revolution. Even the people also introduced and renamed that estate general, that was the previous name of the assembly. So the people, when they removed Louis XVI, they renamed it as the National Assembly, so that the people can again have feeling that this is the assembly for the nation. They might have feeling, they might get feeling, they should get the feeling that they are having common nation and common assembly. So that's why the name of the new assembly was given that National Assembly. And later on during the Jacobin government, you might remember, it was renamed again as the convention. But the most important was the name National Assembly, so that people can feel that they are belonging to the same nation and it is their assembly. Even custom duties, that was the taxes. Custom duties means what? Taxes. So the taxes which are paid for moving goods from one place to another place, they are known as custom duties. If you will take your goods from one state to another state, from one country to another country, so from one state to another state means you are doing this particular movement of goods within your country, that is known as internal custom duties. Means taxes, when we will be asked to pay taxes for moving the goods from one state to the other state of the same country, then this type of taxes are known as internal custom duties. So internal custom duties, as well as dues, means manorial or the feudal dues, were also abolished. And one more thing, my dear students, special privilege given to first and second state was also abolished. And Napoleon Bonaparte, when he came, he introduced uniform system of weight and measurement also. That equal system of weighing by particular thing will be followed throughout the country. Suppose such as kilogram, gram, all these things will be followed throughout the country. And a common system of measurement was also followed: centimeter, decimeter, kilometer. All these means different, not different, but a unique and a uniform system was also introduced, so that the people can also again, once again, can share common system of weight and measurement. So all these brought down during French Revolution. And what is next, my dear students? Let us see. That is helping others to become nation state once again. Means the revolutionaries of France didn't stop there after getting rid of Louis XVI. They didn't stop there. They tried to help other people of Europe, of their continent, to get rid of the dictatorship type of government, and they helped others also to become nation or nation state or a type of republic country, a country for the people. What other thing that was brought upon, that is the setting up of clubs. Means different type of clubs or the parties started rising up or creating, there was a new creation of new many different type of clubs. And who were the founders of those clubs? Students and the other members of the educated middle class people. They started forming or starting their own parties like Jacobin clubs when they hear about the movement in France and other part of the Europe. Other countries of the Europe also started beginning or creating such important and different parties so that they can also fight against the dictatorship or monarchy type of government, so that they can bring again government by the people, for the people, and it's be for the from the people side. What is the next idea that was brought upon? That the spread of the idea of the nationalism. The idea of nationalism, and let me tell you very clearly that this idea of nationalism, always I will tell you that it came from the French Revolution. So the idea of nationalism came from this particular French Revolution, and it is spread throughout the world, not only in Europe but throughout other continents also, throughout the world. And it came to India also, and our leader like Tipu Sultan, Raja Ram Mohan Roy also brought this idea of nationalism to our country also. And you can see the French armies were moving into Holland, Belgium, Switzerland, and Italy, other parts of the Europe. And these ideas of nationalism were carried there also, and not only there, but throughout the world. So that is all in this class. I have homework for you all also. If you want, if you wish, then you can do this homework also, my friends. Let me show you. There is a question for your homework, but better to do this homework in our next class. Okay, so that is all from my side in this class. And if you really like the video, then please like it, comment also, and share it with your other friends also. And if you are new to this channel, then please subscribe it also. And stay at home and stay safe, my dear students. Thanks to all of you, my dear students. Bye bye, take care.